Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We are at the Defender's Heart, and in the last episode we were at the Topaz Solutions and the Tirabade Residence. Now it's time to have a quick nap. I have done the selling and stuff that I wanted to do. Let's just do that.
You feel sorry for the cultists. What about the demons? Do you pity them as much as their victims?
How can you not feel sorry for anyone? Is there anyone in this world who isn't suffering?
I doubt the demons are suffering. Or that they care about whether they're suffering.
I'll go ahead.
The camera works again, so I guess that was a glitch in my save. We need to talk to Thorn, because we did meet Kailessa. I met Kailessa. Thorn's melancholic expression remains calm, but his entire body tenses and his fingers wrap around the handle of his weapon. Under what circumstances? I hope you seized the opportunity to kill her. Are you certain of your allegations? I am. Her misdeeds are terrible and proven with absolute certainty. She claims she doesn't serve the demons. Of course she does. In an attempt to buy her life, she would stoop to the boldest and the most egregious of lies. Whose word do you trust? Hers or mine? I let her go. After giving you a saddened look, Thorn stares off into the distance. Your decision is regrettable. I'm afraid that in doing so, you have condemned her many future victims to death. I suppose it just means that bringing this hunt to a close falls upon my shoulders. That's that out of the way. Now we have a couple more places to go before we do the Grey Garrison battle. We'll stick with this party composition. I'm happy with that. So we need to go to the Pitaxian wine cellar, and we need to go to Blackwing Library. I think we'll go to the wine cellar first, and then Blackwing Library after that. Evade. Okay, we'll pop in at the Hanged Cultist then for some reagents. I guess we'll pop in at the Lost Bag as well. Ah, this is... There's undead.
Rely on me.
My tail is restless.
Checking that all their weapons are the right ones.
Are made to be broken. Focus on the goal.
So I think that Wally is in a bit of an awkward position behind there. There we go. There's a cairn white and a white here. Do I have protection spells against these?
I will help where I can.
Do have... Cast that?
No mistakes.
I think we will use grease on
I'm
them.
here. Where else would I be?
You can cast that on yourself.
Always be ready for the worst.
You can cast
Meditate on your
Hurricane
mistakes.
Bow.
Might make you feel better.
Everyone counts on me.
Do we have...
Missed me already?
Yes. Let's do the protection from alignment evil. Then
Together, we stand.
Oh, skip the pleasantries.
do a bless.
I'm all ears.
And you can do sense vitals, I think.
Who, me?
Let us bide our time.
And cast grease.
Be careful, everyone.
Out of my sight!
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Let's try this way. I will see to your demise.
They're getting better at hitting. This is good.
Attack!
You won't survive me.
A lot better, actually. I'll keep Waldriff a little bit behind because... yeah. He doesn't have the greatest armor class.
This will hurt. Precision and grace.
Aim carefully.
Endure this!
Switch to your longbow and
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
help out with that.
Calculated risk. I'll make short work of this.
Forwards!
Make every strike count.
And switch to your crossbow and help
Cover
out
me, all
with
right?
that.
The
I didn't mean to do that, but
Take you!
hopefully it'll be okay.
Do it. Let's try this way. Out of my sight!
A solid plan.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Our duty
Okay,
calls.
Thuntix, you need to remove the grease because that's how that goes. Get Tempest, an Orc double axe, which I'm going to get rid of at the vendor because Orc double axes are not really that good. Well, they are good, but not in this game. Don't really get a good Orc double axes later on in the game, so... And they're an exotic weapon as well, so you will have to take... This one is good though, the Icebreaker. You do get some decent battle axes. Or is it great axes? I don't remember. The Icebreaker is one-handed. Okay, so it's great axes. I think you get some pretty decent ones. Okay, that's the Pitaxian wine cellar done with. So we'll leave here, and now we shall go to the Blackwing Tower library. This is a kind of amusing encounter. Oops. That doesn't look too healthy. A stocky knight with a head of messy black hair stands before you. I think I'm here too late. His armor is spattered with blood, and he greets you with a deep, booming voice. The hefty crusader smiles merrily, paying no heed to the blood-curdling shrieks coming from the pyre, and the acrid smell of burning flesh. Yeah, I was too late here. They burn well enough, don't they? Cursed traitors. Arilu's minions. These vermin infiltrated the crusader forces and aided the demons from inside the city, but I caught them. I am Captain Caleb Zazomal, and these men are my subordinates. A strange feeling rises up within you. This pure instinct. You don't know what you're about to do, but you are certain that it is right. Let's take a closer look at the ruthless crusader. Caleb is talking too loudly, all while casting sidelong looks at you. You have seen similar behavioral quirks before, in liars. Let's examine their armor. You notice that the emblems on the armor of the two silent crusaders belong to the Order of the Flaming Lance. But Caleb's armor bears the sigil of the Order of the Sunrise Sword. Strange then that he introduced himself as their captain. Something's not right here. What happened to the library? Ah yes, that's why this is lit. If we had gotten here before the attack on the tavern, we could have saved them. The Storyteller is in there, but he seems to be immune. So that's why. Demons showed up and carried everything off. I wasn't here to see it myself. I was fighting in the square, but these filthy traitors told me everything. Fists made them quite chatty. So what, you tortured them? Do you think those methods are worthy of a crusader? Under ordinary circumstances, no, but look around. The city is burning. Now is not the time for squeamishness. Who are you punishing? The warrior howls like a wild animal. Look around you. The city is in burning ruins, so many innocent lives lost, and all because of abominations like these here. Cultists, heretics and spies slipping into our ranks, carrying out the orders of their brutal masters and preparing a heinous death for us all. They want to give us over to the demons, just like Arilu did with Sarkoris. They deserve the flames licking at their legs. This one could be amusing. Give in to the strange instinct. Put out those flames, I order you in the name of Baphomet. The words fly out of your mouth before you can even think them. Some gut instinct told you that this is precisely what needs to be said in this moment, and the words hit their target. The crusaders jump in surprise and look at each other in terror. The corners of Darren's mouth are twitching, like he's struggling with all his might not to burst out laughing. Woljif glares menacingly at Caleb. Didn't you know, mortal? We are everywhere. Sir, we didn't know you were one of us. You heard him. Put the flames out. Cuffing his lackeys round the head, Caleb herds them straight towards the fire. All three of them start trying to fight the flames, showing no concern for their own safety. An inexplicable feeling of rightness flows through you. You enjoy seeing the look of oafish terror on the faces of the Crusader and his lackeys when you rebuke them for their fecklessness. You blithering idiots! You cack-handed dimwits! You empty suits of armor! You watch in satisfaction as Caleb and his two lackeys rush to put out the alchemist's fire. Their armor becomes covered in soot and welts rise on their skin from the flames. Succumbing to another strange oratorical impulse, you chivvy them along with barked orders and a florid invective. Quickly, you worms! If you keep dawdling, I'll throw you into the furnace at the Grey Garrison! Caleb grunts in wordless terror and desperately fights the flames. Every so often he sends murderous looks at his associates, whom he has clearly already condemned to death. Whoever doesn't pull his weight is a dead man. I'll take the other two into Baphomet's forces. With a wary look in your direction, Caleb abandons his own attempts to quell the flames and turns his focus to thumping and kicking his subordinates to hurry them along. That method proves surprisingly effective, and the flames begin to dwindle. Caleb is a crusader name. Are you a crusader? I hereby give you a name worthy of a demon. Foul Snout. Biting his lip, the bold cultist proudly thrusts out his chest. Thank you, sir. Owlsnout furrows his brow in a display of menace, trying to show his brutal determination to take on all the Crusader forces put together. Stop wasting valuable fuel. If you like burning books, go rig the Grey Garrison library. Our enemies might try to sneak in there. Step to it! Darren looks at you with amused curiosity and speaks in a soft voice. I do enjoy your sense of humour. It is quite fiery. Let's blow him a kiss. Mind the fire, or you'll get burned. Darren lowers his lashes with a slight smirk. Thanks for the warning. But I am absolutely fire resistant, even if the flame is ever so charming. There's plenty more where that came from, sir. I'll do everything you've ordered, and just as soon as those crusaders arrive, they'll be dead meat. I'll go make sure that we get another 2 barrels of alchemist's fire from the Grey Garrison storeroom. Things are going to burn right up in there. A blind elf stands before you. He looks extremely strange. His face wears its years heavily, which is unusual for members of his race. Thinning grey hair, a ragged beard, sightless milky eyes, pale papery skin covered in age spots, a spine curved by the passage of time. This is not how elves typically age. The youth that graces the faces of elves even on their deathbed has totally abandoned this decrepit specimen. The old elf holds out his hand in your direction in the perennial gesture of the blind, greeting you with an unexpectedly strong and calm voice. Hello, I am Storyteller, and I wish to thank my rescuers. That is you, if I am not mistaken? Storyteller? Ha! That's the first I've heard of a venerable old-timer like that having a street name. Who are you? The old elf frowns. I prefer people to call me Storyteller. It very accurately describes the sphere of my occupations and interests. In most of the places I have been, I am known by that name. You have piqued my curiosity. A storyteller? Are you a bard? If so, you should come perform at one of my parties instead of knocking about in this dusty library. A bard? In some sense, yes, but not the type of bard that performs at festivities. I think your guests would lose their appetite after hearing my tales. What a shame. I was so hoping to wheel you out for my guests. With your unusual appearance, you would have caused quite the scandal. But lugubrious bards are of no use to me. Half the bards in the city are the same. Their repertoire is confined to the one about longing, the one that causes indigestion, and the one that's a complete waste of time. I mean, really, how is one supposed to host a party with that? How come you didn't burn in the fire? To tell the truth, I myself do not know. I felt the heat, it was so strong. I waited for the pain, the burning, but I was unscathed. But the smoke nearly did finish me off. It may be some form of magical protection against fire, but I don't know by what means I may have acquired it. It's another oddity for my collection of the inexplicable. Gloom steals across the storyteller's pensive face. I want to talk to you about something. The old elf responds with dignity and courtesy, but firmly. In thanks for my rescue, I of course will render you a service in turn, whatever it may be. However, at this moment I wish to be somewhere safer than the present surroundings. My recent adventures have fatigued me greatly. I would be grateful if you could help me to a safe shelter of some kind. The stubborn set of the elf's mouth tells you that he won't change his mind. Typical. You do something a good turn and instead of saying thank you, they ask for more help. Go easy on the old elf. He's had a rough go of it. Yeah, because we've had it so easy. We can't not help him. If it was up to me, Grandfather Elf, I'd throw you over my shoulder and carry you out of here. This is no place for old folks. I have other things to do. I'll help you later. In that case, I will remain here for now. Wandering the city while it's under attack by demons would be inadvisable for a blind person. Don't forget to take me with you when you're going to a safe place. The reason why I picked that is because if we pick that we'll take him to the Defender's Heart, we'll have to go back here to loot all of the books and stuff that is around here. Claim. That's a shame that we didn't get to save them. Bookcase is full of texts describing demons and methods of fighting them. Regrettably, all this knowledge wasn't enough to save Erebus from the spawn of the Abyss. Just have to... What?
I know the way.
I've never found that before. Interesting. That's the first time. But I've usually been here very early on. Knowledge World 25.
Impossible.
What is your Knowledge World? 12. We can do that.
Done.
This is a statue of the mage who founded the Blackwing library. He cut the wing of a demon known as a rock, or vrock, and hung it above the entrance. Oh, nice. Quarterstaff of Coercion. That's going to be some nice money. Don't need that. Magic essences are highly welcome, because the Storyteller will use them to make items for us later on. And for those of you who are familiar with Pathfinder Kingmaker, the Storyteller is also present there. Barrel of flammable alchemical substance. Another book. There's more books here as well. We'll read them back at the Defender's Heart. Here we have a padded armor of focus. Too bad. The great library of Erebus has been ravaged and wrecked in the most barbaric way. It seems that someone took perverse pleasure in smashing lamps and furniture and tearing pages out of books. There was a... yeah, there is a check there. Let me just save because I... to... do it.
Completed.
There we go. Some monstrously large demonic blade fell upon the library, splitting the ruins in two and leaving an enormous black scar. It is possible that Discari himself was the one to destroy this building with his terrifying scythe. Scythe? Scythe. Rift Carver.
I'll go ahead.
Just double checking that there's nothing else up here. Nope, we seem to have gotten what we wanted from this place. Caledon, is it not? I recognized you from the sound of your footsteps. I am taking you to the Defender's Heart. Please accept my sincere thanks once again, and if I may, please don't rush. I will struggle to keep up with your young legs. Okay, so we are back here. Now I don't really want to talk to the Storyteller here because we need to talk to the Storyteller, we need to talk to Darren. Who else do we need to talk to? I think we've talked to most of the people we need to talk to. Just going through these books. Feel free to pause if you want to read them. make money during the war against demons. That is an interesting title for a book. I'm pretty sure that we have read some of these before. Yaniel, she's an interesting character. This one I absolutely know we have seen before. Why is this a quest item? Sure. Okay, let's go. Yeah, we learned something from 3 of those books. Let's have a look at what we have now. We have the Tome of the Minotaur, that's the one we had from earlier, +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with a glaive. I think it only applies to Caledon himself, sadly. Temple of Iomedae, Father Lorien's Guide for Neophytes, gives me +1 shield bonus to armor class against demons, that's nice. Terendelev, the Guardian of Angels, +1 morale bonus to armor class against dragons. Not really very necessary, but... Keen Edge of Truth, Recollections and Admonitions of an Inquisitor of Asmodeus. +1 competence bonus on saving throws against swarms. That can actually be quite useful. Okay, I need to go outside and have a look if there is anything left in the city that we need to deal with. I don't think there is. I think we've covered all the city now, and that the only thing left is the Grey Garrison. We do need to talk to Erebus before we can do that, but we can tell her that we need more time to prepare. The Grey Garrison is there, and as for the rest of the city, we have indeed visited all the things. And that Scythe of Discari really did some serious damage to this city. Okay, let's go back into the Defender's Heart then, and go have a little chat with Erebus, and this will be a shorter episode with the dialogue episode being released later in the evening. Since we only have a couple of dialogues we need to do, then that might be a very short one. Then again, given some of the dialogue options, I don't expect it to be less than 15-20 minutes, so that's probably the least. Nevia probably don't have, no, Anivia. Okay, Erebus. What? What am I missing? I'm probably missing that I need to talk to... Most likely I need to talk to the Storyteller.
As it should be.
According to my journal, because that's the third one, the ones that burnt at the library. Yeah, bring the Storyteller to the Defender's Heart and then talk to him. That's how we progress to the final part of the Grey Garrison. Okay, well, since I have a very specific way of doing this, in regards to trying to keep the longer conversations in separate episodes, we're going to wrap up here. If you do have any questions and or comments, then please do feel free to leave those in the comment section, and there'll be an episode with the rest of the dialogue here in 6 hours. for now, thank you all so very much for joining me, and I hope to be seeing you all in the next episode.